Hi everyone! Thank you for this opportunity to talk about some of my lesson tools. My name is Mayu Nomura. Today I will talk about fun and easy tools you could implement in your lessons, including hand position aid, note reading aid, technique aid, and visual and audio aids. I hope this video adds some value to your teaching. These are bean bags. This is typically used for young beginner students, but can also be used for older students depending on what you want to accomplish. Usually, I use these for a warm-up. They are primarily used to build hand and finger strength, develop flexibility of wrist, elbows, and arms, and teach them good hand positions. I will show you 3 easy exercises here. First, you squeeze it, then release, and repeat, making sure all the knuckles pop out, including the thumb, like this. Second, you turn it sideways, and you want to make sure the wrist, elbow, and shoulder are all nice and loose. And some students might have awkward movements, but gradually they will learn to do it more fluently. The last one is to throw and catch. This works on a wrist snap. You throw it back and forth with each hand, and so this also works on the coordination too. This is something that I learned from a fellow teacher in Japan a while ago, and I really like the idea, and so I would like to share it with you. It's a very simple way to teach students neighbor note reading. So it's mostly seconds going up and down, but there are some thirds as well. Typically, we use a 5-line staff to read notes, but in this method, we only use 1 line at a time, so the students can focus on selected notes at a time. So by limiting the number of notes, students can focus on targeted notes at a time and really master them. Sometimes the less the better, because a lot of notes could be overwhelming to some students. Here's how you do it. First, you take a piece of paper and draw some lines and put circles randomly on above and below the lines like this. When you read it, you or your students can set the starting note and start reading. So for example, if you say that this is G, then this would be down a step. So F, A, F, G, A, F, and so on. In this way, students will be able to figure out the notes around landmark notes or guide notes with ease. If your student is having a hard time reading notes, you may try this method. I've attached a PDF file of this in the description section if you would like to print out and use it. Sometimes we tell our students to have their fingers sink into the keys deeper, but they have no idea what that means. This tool can be used as a visual and sensory aid to let the students experience how it's like to have their fingers sink into the keys. So in my studio, I have these little pillows and have them play into the pillow like this. And they will also discover how it's much easier to sink the fingers into this pillow with curved fingers than with flat fingers. And so ultimately, this helps to improve the hand position as well. We also teach the students to play with round motion or a rotation, and that's sometimes hard for them to visualize. With this tool, they can actually move along with the shape of the pillow and makes it easier for them to learn the roundness of the motion. So on the back of this round pillow, I've put the arrow and the finger number, and the students can play along with these numbers, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So arrow and numbers help students visualize the movement. After doing this exercise, students' legato playing improves a lot. Sometimes a visual cue speaks itself more than words. Like anyone else, I've been teaching online, now doing hybrid, and more people are coming back to in-person lessons. But I was looking for different ways to get students' attention and came up with this. If you use Zoom, if you know there are emoji stickers you can put on the screen, and I do use them. While it's a great tool to make lessons fun and motivate students, I just didn't like how small they appeared on the screen. So I decided to print out a bunch of emojis on cardstock and have them in my hands. So I have a bunch of these printed out, and I just show the card to students. I love seeing students' reactions when they see a particular emotion. So nonverbal feedback can be powerful and sometimes more effective than words. Along with the same line, I use the sound effect apps on my phone. It enhances the communication and adds more excitement to the lessons, or even motivate the students. So I have some sound effect apps on my phone, and this is one of them. And there are different sounds, and you can just pick and choose the one that you like and keep it in your folder. So for example, this one goes like this. Wah, wah, wah. And
that was easy.
And applause. And you can use this in both in-person and online lessons, but I especially find it effective in online lessons because they don't know how I'm making the sound, because I don't show my phone on the screen. And this can be a quick and fun way to give extra encouragement to students. Okay. I also use this toy. Basically, it's the same concept, adding visual and sound impact. So I ask simple questions like, what key is this piece in? Or what note does this song begin with? And I give them a feedback with this. So this means correct, and this means incorrect. I love using this because it always makes the students laugh even when they get the answer wrong and get the buzzer. This is a quick way to make things into a game. I do have many different tricks to correct finger positions, and this is another one that has worked for me pretty well. All you need is a roll of medical tape like these. I cut about 1 inch, and this really depends on the student's finger size, like this, and cut into 3 thin strips. Cut one of them in half, so like this, and you put one of them, let's just say I have a problem with bent fingers like this, and I want to fix this finger, and so I put this around in the first joint like that, and the second one goes in between the first and second joint, and you bend the fingers a little bit to where you want to keep it and just bridge these 2 tapes. So maybe like that. Can you see? And so you can't really straighten your fingers because so this is a quick way to fix students' bad finger positions. I know it was a really short presentation, but I hope you enjoyed it and you can try some of the tools that I introduced today. Thank you for watching. Please send me an email if you have any questions or comments. Bye!